I discovered my wife was unfaithful tonight. I had come home early from a business trip, hoping to surprise her. She had no idea I'd changed my plans. I imagined the look on her face when I walked in, the happiness, maybe a little spark that had faded between us. But when I stepped through the door, the scene waiting for me was nothing like that. I heard her voice before I saw her, soft, unusually sweet, and not meant for me. She was in the kitchen, whispering into her phone, laughing in a light, flirtatious way I hadn't heard in years. That version of her didn't belong to me anymore. I didn't say anything. I didn't storm in or ask questions. I stayed quiet. I watched, because in that moment, I realized suspicion wasn't enough. I needed certainty. Over the following days, the signs became impossible to ignore. Late-night texts she shielded like state secrets. Her phone, suddenly always locked. Long visits to the gym that didn't leave a trace of effort. An emotional gap between us, the one I used to chalk up to exhaustion or the passing of time, now had a name. The way she pulled away, the irritation in her voice when I was around, it all pointed in one direction. She had already moved on, just not officially. And when I couldn't bear the unanswered questions any longer, I followed her, not to punish, just to know. I trailed her car, heart pounding, hoping I was wrong but knowing I wasn't. She met him in a parking lot. I saw her walk up to his car and climb inside. The way her face lit up broke something in me. And then they kissed, not nervously, not like two people testing the waters, but with the ease of people used to being close, intimate, comfortable. She was glowing, alive in a way I hadn't seen in a long, long time. I didn't look away. I forced myself to witness every second because I needed to let the truth settle in fully. The next day, I rehearsed how I confront her. I had all the facts now. But before I could even speak to her, my phone rang, an unfamiliar number. I picked up, not expecting what came next. It was him, calm, smug, and way too sure of himself. He told me I had two choices. I could either back off and leave him alone, or I could meet him in person and settle it like a man. His words weren't just cocky. They were laced with threat, like he was daring me to fight. I didn't answer. I let the silence say everything and then hung up. I sat for a while, trying to understand what he meant. Like a man. As if he had the right to challenge me on that. As if he knew what kind of man I was. But I didn't take the bait. I didn't lose control. I chose clarity. That night, I pretended like nothing had changed. I cooked dinner. She didn't come home in time for it. Not that I expected her to. When she finally walked in around midnight, she mumbled something about friends and drinks. I didn't argue. I didn't question her. I just smiled and said I had news of my own. But I kept it to myself. Before dawn, while she was still asleep, I made my move. I transferred my half of our savings into a private account, took my name off the lease, packed a small bag. I left my phone behind, wiped clean, disappeared just like he said I should, quietly, without a scene. But I left one note behind, folded neatly on the kitchen table. No shouting, no guilt trips, no drama. Just one sentence. You can have her, but you'll never be me. That day, my phone lit up with missed calls. Dozens. Messages pouring in, angry, then confused, then panicked. But I didn't answer. Not her. Not him. I had already made the decision that mattered. A week later, I heard from a mutual friend. Things between them weren't quite as picture-perfect as they imagined. Maybe she thought I'd beg. Maybe he thought I'd fight. But I did neither. Because the moment he tried to trap me between two bad choices, I realized something. I didn't know either of them a reaction, so I made a third choice. My own. I chose freedom. I chose dignity. I chose peace. And I never looked back.